The Australian Terrier is one of the smaller working terriers, but his courage, spirit, and self-assurance more than make up for his size. He's at home in city or country and is known for his devotion to family and master. The Australian Terrier is descended from a variety of terrier types carried to Australia by British settlers. The first standard for the breed was written in Melbourne in 1896, and by 1933, the Australian Terrier had been granted breed status by the Kennel Club in England. Introduced to the United States in the first quarter of the 20th century, the Australian Terrier was admitted to American Kennel Club registration in 1960. You'll be seeing many Australian Terriers during this presentation. Some are outstanding, others are less so, but all will help your understanding of the breed. Now let's begin. The Australian Terrier is a small, sturdy, medium-boned working terrier with pricked ears and a docked tail. In proportion, he is slightly longer, measured from withers to front of tail, than he is tall. He has a harsh textured outer coat, a distinctive ruff and apron, and a soft, silky top knot. He has a keen, intelligent expression and is high-spirited and self-assured in manner. The height of the Australian Terrier dogs and bitches is 10 to 11 inches at the withers, with deviations under or over this range to be discouraged. The length of body comes from the forechest or keel, correct angulation of the front and rear assemblies, and the length of back from withers to set-on of tail. The length should be greater than the height. There should be something to put your hand on in front of the forelegs and behind the buttocks. In assessing overall length, it must be noted that the forechest, correct angulation in front and rear assemblies, and a substantial buttock all contribute to the dog's proper length for its height. Keep in mind that the Australian Terrier's naturalness and rugged appearance are important breed characteristics. He is not a flashy dog, nor is he exotic, extreme, or exaggerated in any way. This reflects his heritage as an all-around worker suited to the varied terrain of his native country. Let's begin our detailed examination of the Australian Terrier with the head. It is long and strong, like this, with the skull appearing long and flat. It is slightly longer than it is wide. There is a slight but definite stop. The muzzle is strong and powerful and is equal to the length of the skull. From the front, you can see the skull is flat and is full between the eyes. Also note the slight fill under the eyes. This dog's skull appears rounded, which is not correct. There is too abrupt a stop. This head is too short overall, with a weak, pointed underjaw. There is no chin. This skull is heavy and blocky, but the muzzle is fine and snipey. This head is too short and heavy. What about this dog's head? The muzzle to skull proportions are incorrect. The muzzle appears much shorter than the skull and is weak and pinched. This dog's muzzle is correct, being strong and powerful and equal in length to the skull. See how the planes of muzzle and skull are parallel. The skull itself is long and flat, and slightly longer than it is wide. From the front, note again the fullness between the eyes, the slight fill under the eyes, and the smooth, flat cheeks. The nose is correct too. It's black and of moderate size. A desirable breed characteristic in mature dogs like this one is the inverted V-shaped area free of hair, extending from the nose up the bridge of the muzzle. See how it narrows as it extends back toward the eyes. Jaws are powerful, with lips tight and either black or dark brown rimmed. The teeth should meet in a scissors bite and should be large and evenly spaced, as these are. Eyes should be small and oval or almond in shape. They are dark brown to black in color. The darker, the better. You can see how they're set well apart with black rims. These large round eyes are incorrect. This detracts from the typical keen, intelligent expression. These eyes are too close together. This excessive raccoon-like pigmentation is incorrect. Also objectionable is a lack of pigmentation of the eye rims. These eyes are correctly shaped and placed and are dark in color with black rims. Ears are small, erect, and pointed like these. They are set high on the skull, well apart, but not too wide apart. What about these ears? They're set too low on the sides of the skull, and they flare out to the sides. And these ears are set too close together. These ears are too large. These ears are correctly set high on the skull, but well apart, with no tendency to flare obliquely off the skull. This is, in fact, an excellent head overall, with a long, flat skull and a long, strong muzzle. Remember, it must have keen, dark eyes, black nose and pigmentation, and an intelligent expression. Note again the characteristic V-shaped area extending back from the nose. Now let's consider the Australian Terrier's neck and body. The neck is long, slightly arched, and strong, blending smoothly into the well-laid-back shoulders. See how the length of neck preserves the balanced appearance of the dog. This short, stuffy neck destroys the balance of the typical Australian Terrier outline. This correct neck is long and strong, blending smoothly into the shoulders. The shoulders are long and well laid back. The upper arm is about equal in length to that of the shoulder blade, with the angle between them being about 90 degrees. The legs should be well set under the dog. This will give the dog good reach in front while gaiting. This dog is too straight in shoulder, which is a fault. Frequently seen is a long shoulder blade and a short, straight upper arm. This is a common fault in the breed. These shoulders are correct, well laid back and meeting the upper arms at about a 90-degree angle. See how they're set on high with little space between them. The forelegs are straight, with the bone round and medium in size. They're set well under the body, with the elbows close to the body. The chest reaches slightly below the elbows. Note, too, the prominent forechest. This dog is too fine in bone. This one is too heavy boned. From the front, the forelegs are parallel. The chest of medium width allows plenty of room for heart and lung function. See how the line of the shoulders is clean and free of bulging or over-muscling. This dog appears overdone in front, with a too broad chest and heavy, bulging shoulders. See how the legs are not parallel. This chest is narrow and pinched. And this dog lacks forechest, making the legs appear too far forward. This dog is correctly constructed in front. The legs are well under him, and there is a definite forechest or keel. The forelegs are straight, with pasterns strong and only slightly sloping. Feet are small, clean, and cat-like. The toes are arched and compact and turn neither in nor out. They are nicely padded with short, strong, black nails. Dew claws are removed. These pasterns are weak and the feet are too long. The Australian Terrier's body is of sturdy structure, with a level, firm top line, well-sprung, heart-shaped ribs, and strong, fairly short loins. There is a slight tuck-up. The length, measured from withers to front of tail, is about 1 to 1.5 inches longer than the distance from withers to ground. This dog is correctly proportioned. This dog is barrel-ribbed, which is incorrect. This one is slab-sided, which is a fault. But this dog is long in body. And this dog is low on leg. Both are incorrect. This young dog, on the other hand, is cobby, that is, short in body, which is a fault. This dog is also high on leg, which is incorrect. This length of body is proper for the Australian Terrier, rather longer in proportion to height. Note again the firm, level top line, with fairly short, strong loin and slight tuck-up. The tail is set on high, like this, and carried erect at a 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock position. The tail is docked to balance with the rest of the body, leaving slightly less than 1/2 its natural length. This tail is set too low, on a steep croup. This one is set too high, on a flat croup. This tail is correctly set and carried erect at a 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock position. It's been docked to leave a good handhold, enhancing the overall balance of the dog. Hindquarters are strong, with well-muscled but not heavily muscled upper and lower thighs. The legs should be well angulated at stifle and hock, in balance with the front angulation. The hocks should be perpendicular to the ground, with a short distance from hock joint to ground. Like the front feet, the rear feet are small, clean, and cat-like, with toes arched and compact. Dew claws are removed. This rear appears weak, lacking the muscular development of upper and lower thighs. This is a fault. And this dog's straight rear is incorrect. This dog is over-angulated in the rear. This correct rear is well angulated with a good turn of stifle and well-bent, well-let-down hocks. From the rear, you can see that the hind legs are parallel, neither too wide nor too close, and straight from hip joint to ground. Note how the rear legs are in the same plane as the forelegs. This dog has long hocks and a bowed rear. The line from hip to hock is not straight. The Australian Terrier's coat is a double one, with a harsh, straight outer coat and a soft, short undercoat. The outer coat is 2½ inches long all over the body, except on the face, the front of the forelegs from pasterns down, rear legs from the hocks down, and the feet and tail. Furnishings include the characteristic top knot, which covers only the top of the skull. It is finer and softer in texture than the rest of the coat. The hair on the ears is kept very short. The neck is well furnished with hair, forming a protective ruff which blends into the apron. The forelegs are slightly feathered to the pasterns. Again, these furnishings may be somewhat softer than the rest of the coat. A range in the amount of furnishings is often seen and is acceptable. But furnishings should never be so abundant as to obscure the outline of the dog, nor should they be sparse. A certain amount of grooming is necessary to preserve a neat appearance. Long hair should not be present on ears, forelegs below the pasterns, feet, and on the rear legs below the hock. The tail should be neatly trimmed, and the face should be groomed to clearly define its shape. As for color, the Australian Terrier may be blue and tan, solid sandy, or solid red. The blue of the blue and tan can range from dark blue to steel blue to dark gray blue to silver blue. The blues may have dark blue and silver alternating on the hair with the blue at the tip. Tan markings should be as clear and rich as possible and not sandy or red. The face and ears are tan. Tan markings also appear on the underbody, lower legs and feet, and around the vent and on the underside of the tail. Blue thumbprint marks are frequently seen at the temples on blue and tan Australian Terriers. Tan smut in blue and tans is this tan replacing silver on the blue hairs in this blue and tan dog's coat. It is a fault. Reds can be any clear shade from light to dark. Sandy is any clear shade from light to medium. Smut in sandies and reds is black banding or tips, or black hairs in the sandy or red coat. It is a fault. On blue and tans, the top knot should be silver, or a tan that is a lighter shade than on the foreface or the rest of the head. On reds and sandies, the top knot should be platinum or a lighter shade than the color of the head. In any of the permissible colors, white markings on chest or feet are faults. In mature blue and tans, a saddle that is solid black, not blue in the blue portion of the coat, is a fault. Mature dogs are those over 12 months of age. As a working terrier, the Australian Terrier should move with a smooth ground-covering stride with good reach and drive. The top line remains firm and level without bounce. Now let's look at this movement in slow motion. Coming toward you, the forelegs should move true, with no looseness at shoulder, elbow, or pastern. At faster speeds, the legs will tend to converge toward a center line. Going away, the rear legs move in the same plane as the front legs and remain straight from hip to hock to pads. Good drive from the rear must be evident. There is also corresponding convergence at faster speeds. This dog is out at the elbows. He is toeing in. This dog moves too wide behind. This dog is close in front. This dog is not only bow-legged, but also too close at the hocks. And this dog moves with a goose step. There is wasted motion. Here again is correct movement, free and forceful, covering the ground well, with the rear feet touching the ground in the prints of the front feet. Gait should be smooth, with no wasted motion. The Australian Terrier is first and foremost a small, sturdy working terrier, rather long in proportion to height, prized for his spirited, alert, and courageous temperament, denoted by his pricked ears and erect docked tail. He should display all the natural aggressiveness of a working terrier and the friendliness and affection of a companion. Shyness or aggressiveness toward people are not typical of the breed and should be faulted. From the rough and tumble life of the Australian outback, the Australian Terrier has emerged as a hardy worker and a loyal friend.